Yeah, hi Sriram. Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
Good morning to you. And how are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Um, okay, let me share the screen. Let me know once you're able to see my screen. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, Sriram. Yeah, let's get started. This where we are starting the coverage. So to start with, we are going to have introduction to Python. What we're going to see is we'll go into uh, the Python basics, where we learn a little bit about the background of Python, the language, things like that. Then we go into environment setup. Okay. I will take you through some interactive screens. Okay. And you will be also trying it at your end. Now, this is about the Python environment where you'll write Python programs. Then we go into various aspects of data type, variable condition statement, loops, the way it is in Python. Okay. And followed by list. I mean, this is called a list comprehension. It is a specific type of data, a data type. Okay. A range, dictionary, and tuple. So these are some types of data. Then we go into Python functions. So this will be one part of the introduction itself. In the second part or in the following module, we will have object-oriented concepts. We'll look at classes, decorators. These are object-oriented programming concepts. We'll see what an object-oriented programming means. Okay. And then some of the Python libraries. Okay. So this is just an coverage, what we're going to start with. Okay, in the introduction here, we are seeing lots of company logos. What, okay, hold on. Yeah, lots of company logos. And this is what a list of companies which are already using Python. Okay, so they are, some of Python is used in some of the most popular organizations like Honeywell, Google, NASA, um, Facebook, Toyota, all of these major organizations already running Python, City, Dropbox, and so on. Okay, YouTube, Spotify, all these companies are having their software powered by Python. Okay, now we will talk why Python is popular. Okay, Python is popular for the following reasons. Much like any other programming language, this has certain origin, okay, the way it has evolved. But what makes Python so popular is it is a human readable language. Okay, it's much like you're reading in English text. Okay, so it's got some natural language uh, approach to it. Whereas if you see other programming languages like C, C++, Java, you can call it like those programming languages are more much like a programming language. There is you have a cryptic manner. You are dealing with some code which has to be interpreted. Out here, Python is more like a human readable language. Okay. Uh, did you get that part?
Yes. Yes.
Much like natural English. Okay. So, and then it's a high level language. Now, in computers, you have what's called high level language and machine level or low level language. You might have heard it like assembly language is low level, whereas high level language, what it means is the language is uh, is uh, is not a low-level assembly level language. It's something where human can program much like at a higher level, meaning you are giving it instructions. It could be like you're giving it certain commands, and much like a human is interacting with a machine. Okay, so when you interact with the machine, you are using certain commands. Okay, so high level language is more like you're using some commands, whereas at machine level language, you're dealing with zeros and ones. Okay, so Python is a high level language. It is a general purpose language. General purpose languages means it is yeah, it's not for a specific task. Now, what we say general purpose is it can be used in very many different types of applications. Okay, it is not something like it's a specific language only uh, specific to one domain. Okay, so the opposite of general purpose is special purpose. Okay, special purpose means you'll only work on some special machines like that. Here, Python is a general purpose language, meaning it's used across very many different domains and applications. Cross-platform, we saw this in the last session. When you say platform, it refers to the operating system like Windows, Mac, Linux. Okay, so these are the introduction of Python here to multiple platform is very important. Like it is the program compiled in one platform can work in another platform. So that's cross-platform nature of Python. So you build some, let's say you build a bank loan application system. Okay, it's a software to process your input loans, and it will calculate some values, give your output and all that. That program can be compiled in one platform, and that output can be run in the compiled code can be ported to another platform and run. So that's the cross-platform nature. Now we see Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation is a community which is behind maintaining the Python language. Okay, so they are a group of developers who have found they are an open source software foundation. So here what we say is open source. Python is free and open source. Okay, meaning anybody can use it. It's not restricted by some corporations, like only certain people have the licenses who can write and run this program. No, it is open source. So an open source meaning is it is freely available to download and use this programming language. Okay, and the language itself is maintained by a group of developers. Here they are called Python Software Foundation. That means a bunch of people have come together with an open mind to form this Python Software Foundation. They are maintaining the version of this language. The language itself is having a certain version, Python 2, Python 3, like that. It is evolved. So when it is evolving, the language has certain structures and syntaxes which are new. And these developers are in an open source manner, they're building that language as a under the name of Python Software Foundation. Okay. Where can you find them? Let's go to the web right now. You type in python.org. Okay, you take into a website called python.org. Now here you will find all the information about the Python language. So this is the official website by python.org, and it is maintained. It's maintained by what's the Python Software Foundation. Okay, it's a community which is an organization devoted to advancing the Python open source technology and related to Python programming language. They have uh, releases and they are driven by open source, and there is some conferences which happen especially in the US and all that. Okay. So there are some grants they are working under. So this is the website. You have a lot more information here. Uh, who is who's got all that? Okay, so more information can be found out here, the communities, and uh, I'll come back to this later. There's a documentation of Python here. See, this is the latest version of the Python programming language. Okay, Python 3.12.4. Okay, and at the major version was Python 2, and then 3 evolved like that. You can see this. And they are also fixing some bugs and all that, security issues, things like that. And the next versions are in development. So this group of developers will improve the language, new syntaxes, new structures, and then release. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
So, excuse me. So let's get back here. Yeah, you're seeing my presentation. Is Sriram?
Yes.
Okay. Another reason why Python is popular is fully Unicode compliant. In computers, many of our inputs are English, right? So English, the system of maintaining this between the user's input and these characters are maintained by US ASCII 7. That is the code which it takes for alphabets in English. Okay, so most of the origins are in English. So US ASCII 7 is the character set from small letter A till capital Z. Okay, and the numbers 0 to 9. So this is a US ASCII system which was existing for a long time, but in modern computers, we got support for Unicode. Unicode means the character set is 7 bytes for the ASCII. I mean, for Unicode, you have eight bits, or okay, eight bits to represent. That means it's got um, more capability to store complex characters. Okay, so suppose you want the programmer to process some Japanese or Chinese characters. Okay, so still that can be supported. So Python is popular because it is fully Unicode compliant. Unicode's short representation is UTF-8. Okay, UTF-8 is the character set of the language, meaning it can even support icons like thumbs up, like that. Okay, so it has the latest Python uh, development version can have support for emoticons. Okay, so that's also all UTF. Okay, so UTF-8 compliant. Is this clear? It is
Yes.
Unicode compliant. Okay, and it's got a user-friendly community, meaning if you have some questions, doubts, and there is a large community of open source developers, they meet, they have conferences every other year. So this sort of a larger community is required to make the language survive. Okay. All right. One basic thing is it's open source and it's free. So when you go to this website, you can download, and that will put the software in your desktop. Okay. Unlike other languages, like companies could acquire that language and then say this language is our product. Okay, so Java got acquired by Oracle. Okay, that's one example. So then Visual C++ is another product by Microsoft. So it doesn't have any affiliation to some companies. It's not restricted by corporations. Here it's completely open source without any problem. You can download and use this software. Okay, so the software is built by community of developers, Python Software Foundation. Now, just quite quickly, let me just go into one point here. Yeah, let me just check something. Yeah, this I'm just moving to the next. Yeah, let me move to the next slide here. Are you able to see?
Yes, yes, I can see.
Okay. So you're seeing where is Python used, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Python has very many different domains where they are uh, used. Okay. So listed here is all these domains where there are various applications uh, where Python is used. Okay, web development. We'll see this web development a little more details. Yesterday, I gave some idea what happens over the web. Like there is a HTTP protocol. We have a HTTP request and a response back from the server. Okay, so web development is typically with that. Okay, you build applications and deploy on the web. Okay, and from the client, you are accessing that application which is deployed. It could be a loan processing application. It could be an employee payroll application. Any of these are developed and deployed over the web. Okay, and it's running in some server. Okay, so that's in web deployment. Python is used for web development. Python is most modern computing. They're using large amount of data analysis, and Python is still easily used there to do some computations and handling large volume of data. It could be like used in research applications where you process high volume of data and do some statistical analysis and so on. Okay, so data analysis. Now, another place where Python is used is web scraping. Web scraping means with certain permissions of websites. Let's say you want to find out how many counties are in this city of New York. Okay, so you go to some domain and the public domain, you get their permission and then you pull some information like that. So web scraping is taking data from websites. Okay, of course, with proper permissions and all that. So that's web scraping. Computer vision is about the computer is able to see uh, and understand objects. Okay, so that's computer vision. It uses some algorithms for these things. Okay, and it's relying on heavy amount of computing for that. Okay, processing which is requiring high compute capability. Okay, for computer vision, that means you're no longer using the regular CPUs. They use what's called GPUs with graphic processing units. Okay, to understand images, photographs, objects, and all that. So that's computer vision. Machine learning is a certain domain where it's the machine not just is understanding data, it's able to do some algorithms and generate some models. Once the model is built, uh, the machine is able to predict from that data what a future outcome will be. Okay, I repeat, machine learning. Machine learning is a certain area of data science where the there is a large volume of data, and the machine understands that large volume of data with some compute algorithms, identifies what that pattern of the data is. Okay, the pattern of the data is understood and a model is built. Once a model is built, it's going to use that model. You're going to use the model and predict a future outcome. Okay, is that clear, Sriram? Uh,
Yes, yes,
Another area where, yeah, of course, Python is used in machine learning. Game development, another area where Python is used in game development. Okay, most of that game developers are using this Python language as well. Internet of Things. Internet of Things means compute, uh, the IT evolution has gone with the latest devices, right? However, the manufacturing sector with the machines and the industry is also evolved so much so that the machines have smart sensors connected on them, and the data is collected from these sensors. Once these mechanical devices are like sending data like pressure, temperature, wind speed, and all these things. So these machines are now connected to the internet. Okay, so there is an industry Internet of Things. Okay, IoT is Internet of Things, but it's also typically called industries Internet of Things, IoT, which connects various devices, and we're monitoring all these machines through a platform. Okay, so that's typically a convergence of the evolution of IT and mechanical engineering together into a single domain, okay, called Internet of Things. Okay, is this clear?
yes,
Okay. Similarly, bioinformatics, all the development of IT applied on uh, molecular biology to understand molecules and how various parts of the body inside can be analyzed in terms of molecules, carbon, hydrogen, all these things. Uh, that's molecular biology. So if you take molecular biology, there is even subsections like understanding the DNA, the sequence. Those domains have now taken compute capabilities from the IT enhancements, IT industry, and come out with a new domain called bioinformatics. Okay, so bioinformatics is again at the intersection of IT and the domains like molecular biology and DNAs, sequencing, things like that. Okay, so bioinformatics is where Python is used. There is a special version of Python called BioPython. Okay, so these are some specialized areas where it's all latest domains. Okay, all right. Is that clear?
yes,
Okay. Chatbots is another application where Python is used. You have a chat application where there are two sessions interacting. One user is typing much like WhatsApp and all that, chat applications. And these are developed with Python, can be deployed for commercial applications, like it could be used in a bank, or it could be used in a travel booking system or a hotel reservation system. Any of these, there are some chat uh, animated characters which come and you are interacting with them to know further information. So that's a chatbot. Okay, so Python can be used to build chatbot applications. Still further, algorithmic trading is another where there are specialized computation for finding how um, the stock market works, and in terms of taking all those values and calculating and predicting, building models, calculate and predict future outcomes in the stock market. Okay, so this is called algorithmic trading. Okay, that specialized area is also called quant. Okay, quants is one of the terminology for this. Okay, basically it understands what trades can be done, and it's done in a computed manner with high volume. Okay, so then Python is used in mobile development as well. So there are special packages, though there are other industry packages like Android, softwares like Android, which is popular, or with the iPhone, it is the software is popular by the native developers, whereas Python themselves uses an open source mobile development platform. Okay, so these are the various applications where Python is used. So next, moving on, we have an interface on the web for interactive Python, meaning you don't typically when you have to work with Python, you have to download the software from that python.org. Okay, and I will show you where it is. Okay, whereas without downloading, you can directly go to an interactive um, way you can run Python. And there are companies like this, Jupyter, which has got what's called a notebook. That means it'll let you give a cell here where you can directly write the code, okay, and run the code here. It's an interactive code editor. Okay, so you write some code, you don't install anything. It gives you some a notebook. Okay, so this is called Jupyter Notebook, and it's got cells where the first cell allows you to write something. Here I put a string. 1 is equal to welcome, and print string. It prints welcome 3 times. So the output is interactively coming, and you can run it by clicking this run icon. So here you don't install anything. It creates a virtual um, editor, okay, which is not going to be persistent. It will go away in about a minute or so of inactivity. So until then, you can work with it. And once you close the browser, these are through the browser, it just goes away. Okay, so your data, your cells, and all that can be stored in what's an interactive Python file, or IPYNB, interactive Python notebook. It's a short form, which is a file extension. Just can let you save this into a local uh, desktop. Okay, so this is an interactive editor for writing Python code. You go with this URL, it will take you there. Not to bother right now, I just am showing you what it is. Okay. Then where you write code, you can also be another interactive editor is Google Colab Notebook. It's again an interactive Python IDE. Okay, IDE is basically an editor. Okay, where much like Notepad, you are writing code. Here you can write code in that cell. Okay, so the cell, yeah, the cell shows. Are you able to see the screen below? Yeah. So
Yes.
here, this cell is where you can run the code, and it gives an output. So it's an interactive development environment for Python. Okay. Um, It has got visual editing with cells for coding and running programs. Difference from Jupyter Notebook to the Google Colab Notebook is it has got a stable connection. Here, if you leave that connection idle, it will not time out. Okay, time out means you'll have to reconnect in that case. So here it doesn't need any timeout. It has got a very long connection without timing out. So in this case, we'll use Google Colab Notebook because you don't need anything else except your Gmail ID. Okay, it just requires a Gmail account. And the way you go there is HTTP like this colab.research.google.com. Okay, so what I have done here, I've got that going in the background. Here is Google Colab. In your browser, you just type colab.research.google or you search for it, you will get it. Okay. And then it will know to connect with your Gmail ID. See here, I have just connected with mine. Okay. And it does this. It gives you a virtual interface, meaning this connects to a remote machine. Okay, in that remote machine, Python is installed, and by going to this URL, let me just ping that through the chat here. You can pick it up in the chat.
Yes, I see it in the chat. Yes.
Just copy that and put it on a new browser tab and hit enter. It will just open up. See, it opened up a notebook. This is an open notebook. You can open an existing notebook or you can just start with welcome to Colab like that. I have saved something earlier, so I'm just going there. So it takes me here. Okay. So you can save it as files. Yeah. Each cell, you can add a new cell by clicking a code cell. You click on code, it creates a new cell. Okay. And you can type some code here. Okay. And you can do file save to save a copy in Google Drive or can save to the local. So the simple way is go to that URL. It'll allow you to go to a new or if you choose welcome to Colab, it starts off. Let me start with a new notebook. Okay, I will show you here a new notebook. So go to a new tab and there it will give you a cell like that. Okay, did you get to this point?
It just for me it says welcome to Colab. Explore the Gemini API.
Okay, yeah, that is a welcome page. Okay, go to, do you see a file menu there at the top like this?
Yes.
Go to click new notebook and you get like this.
Yes, I see.
So here you can do like string 1 equal to double welcome. Okay, print string 1 into 3. Okay, and click on this arrow. It will run this specific cell and get you an output. So now the processing is happening in the server. See, this is a Google Compute engine behind, or this is where the backend is. It's a machine. It's connected to a Python 3 virtual machine or the server. Simply put it, the server is running somewhere behind. Okay, and this cell in your browser is your client. So I'll just ask you to write string 1 is equal to welcome like that. Double quote welcome, and print is there as a built-in function in that environment, and then you can say string 1 into 3, so it will print 3 times. If you need this, I'll put it on the chat. Yeah, you can take it from the chat. You just want
It's
to
saying it's error, so I'm trying to figure out why it says that.
just compare it with what I put in the chat. If you have to close the quote or anything
Oh,
messed up, yeah,
it worked.
yeah. Okay. Print has an open parenthesis, string 1 into 3, and then a close parenthesis. So open and close brackets are required. And then you click on this arrow, you'll get to run it, and then you'll see a green tick. Yes.
Yes.
Very good. If you got this far, then this is your first Python program. You have run it. Congratulations. Yeah. Now, one thing, you will see a text plus here. Do you see this? So
Yes.
then you can put a code comment by a hash there. I mean, this is a markdown. Okay, this is called a text comment. So the way this interactive Python works, this is a code cell. When you click on this plus, when you open a text comment, this is a markdown. Okay, that means just got a comment like my first program. Okay, my first program, and see this changed like that. And if you click outside, it will give you like a subtopic. You see, this is now in a bigger font and all that. And by clicking on, yeah, this is a markdown cell. And if you move, just pay attention here. I click on this arrow mark and it will go up. So what it allows to do is like in a book, no, you have some subtopics, right? So it allows you to create this effect. So I put my first program and then I write some program, okay? And then I can create another markdown cell, hash, my second program. So it becomes like a book, and then you add another code cell, and let's say we are just not bothered here, we're just printing the same one. Okay, so like this. So you see this is now like chapters of a book. I click on the left table of contents, it says my first program, my second program, so on.
Yes.
So, and then you can do file save. It will save in the server. Okay, but once your you can type here. Now this is open. Ex. What is the date today? Like 21st, right? 2107. Okay, so I just given a file name, and this will be saved there in the server. So next time when you open the notebook, I just clicked and it goes to edit mode. Okay, it's sitting in Google Drive. You see the icon for Google Drive. So when I save this, now this is directly going to my Google Drive in the account. Okay, and when you click, is this clear?
Yes. Yes.
So when you go back to the file menu, you can click Open Notebook, and it will show up here. So if you came out and you logged in next time, this this notebook will appear like this. That's how you clicked on Welcome to Colab. And when you click on it, it will go back and open this notebook. It's like a book effect, like table of content, my first, second program, like this. Okay. And with these arrow marks, you can move these cells up and down. So this is called a markdown cell. This is a regular code cell. Okay. And suppose you want to take a copy of this program onto your desktop, you can choose to say download. Okay, I'll go back there, here download, and download.py. Okay, so this will, when you click, it will do a download. Here it is. It is storing this as a Python program. Okay, um, which is open, which you can open in Python. Okay, suppose you didn't work with notebooks in a Colab notebook, you can take this code and run like this with a download to your desktop. And maybe from if you don't want to use Colab, you suppose you're running the Python code from your desktop, you can still run that. Okay. Of course, when you're to run completely on your desktop, that's an alternative, but you have to download the Python software from this site, from the python.org. Okay. Here is downloads, and this is the download for Windows. Okay. So if you click, one software will download, and then you can completely work independently on your desktop, because this software Python 3.12.4 version is installed. Okay, this will take some installation, and then this Colab notebooks example, what you downloaded here, like ex dot this Python file. A Python file on your desktop has this extension .py. Okay, a file name .py. Okay, and whereas in the Colab environment, if you're saving, it's IPYNB. This is an interactive Python notebook. This is stored in Google Drive, whereas this can download to your desktop and you can run if you have Python installed. Okay, Sriram.
Yes. Okay.
So we'll park the session here. So hope
Okay.
we were clear with what we did today.
Yes.
We did go through some of the program pseudologic, and then we just introduced to the Colab notebook. We also have just seen Python Jupyter notebook, but for most of our course, we'll be using the Google Colab notebook. Okay,
Okay.
right. Did you have any other questions?
No other
Okay.
questions.
Yeah, good that you're following along. And so we will meet in the next session on next Saturday. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. And what I would request you to go to Skillanything, create your login. Okay, it's going to let you create a login so that this recording would be available there. Okay. So Skillanything is a platform which I've sent the link for, right? This one. Copy this link and just go there to create your account. You're given a login, you can register there. Okay. And then this platform is maintained by folks who are giving this program. They will um, make this recording available to your login. Okay.
So do I register for the account or how do I?
Correct. You
Okay.
just register for your login. Okay. Your voice is breaking. Let me just close some screen
For the email ID, we can
share.
use the our email. Like, does it require a specific email ID or can we use like for example, can I just use my email ID or my father's email ID, or does it have specific like you have to use this person's email ID specific?
Let me log off here. Yeah, you just create your login much like you create a Google login. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
And once the hook, yeah, once they
okay,
identify, because your details have to be provided by you for registration, and then they will link it up to the program. Yeah.
okay,
Registration is just creating a login for yourself. It's free
okay,
for you. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Okay, Skillanything is here. Okay, Sriram, you have a nice day. Yeah. Hope
Okay.
you have any questions, feel free to drop an email. I have already
Okay.
sent one email of yesterday's deck, and today's presentation deck also I will share it with you in Gmail. Okay.
Oh,
I've used, I mean, you can send me an email from your Gmail ID so that I'll know. Okay.
okay.
And so we'll meet in the next class. Okay. Next
Okay.
Saturday,
Okay.
same time, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Have a nice day, Srina. Take care.
You too. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.